Welcome to our third annual Veterans Impact Celebration. I am Keith Huber, Lieutenant General, U.S. Army, retired. I had the privilege to serve 38 years of my life on active duty as an infantryman and Green Beret. I now serve as the Senior Advisor for Veterans and Leadership Initiatives here at Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Tonight, we will share. We will share the reality of the changes in our lives caused by the current worldwide pandemic. We will share the reality that our military continues to deploy to defend our freedoms and to protect our families. We will share the appreciation for this incredible university's support of our veterans under the leadership of University President Sidney A. McPhee and the support of the community as we provide unbiased, accurate, relevant transition assistance for our veterans and their precious military family members during their confusing and complex system of transition. We will share the words and actions of legendary patriots and leaders. We will share the memories of historical and profound events in support of our veterans. We will share the impact of our veterans on our community and on our hearts. Ms. Rachel Lipsky will now touch our hearts with her words and voice with our national anthem.
Hi, my name is Rachel Lipsky, and it's an honor to be here with you today. Charlie Daniels was an incredible inspiration to all of us. Not only did he have a deep-rooted love for our country, but his greatest passion in life was giving back to our military. That is something that I share with Mr. Charlie Daniels. His 80-plus tours overseas entertaining our troops is something I aspire to. I humbly and proudly have been on 6 tours with Armed Forces Entertainment to Afghanistan, Kuwait, and many other countries in the Middle East, Africa, and Europe. Celebrating our men and women in uniform while they're deployed, bringing a piece of home to them is our favorite thing in the world to do. Being involved with the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Center at MTSU is such an incredible honor for me. So thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Hazel. Thank you, General Huber. Thank you, Dr. McPhee and MTSU. But most of all, thank you to our military currently serving and our amazing veterans. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Miss Rachel. You clearly touched our hearts. Let's go back briefly to see last year's annual Veterans Impact Celebration and to enjoy the camaraderie and excitement there. This is the second annual Veterans Impact Celebration. We have the community leadership here, the elected officials, the senior business leaders, to acknowledge, recognize, and appreciate the impact of our veterans and their family members as they transition out of uniform, reintegrate with their families, and enter the community and the workforce.
MTSU is in this up to their necks, you know, with promoting this, and they're our partner in everything that we do over here, you know. Just because I truly mean it, and we're grateful from our hearts for it.
This gentleman and the excellence in the execution. Our Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center is unique. Our veterans are here comprehending that education is the key to re-entry into society, to entry into the workforce and leadership positions.
What the Daniels Center does for us is it creates a home. It creates a place where you can go and you can be around people that understand what you've been through, but it also give you people that will help you, give you scholarships, help you set up your benefits, and that will assist you. That the fact that MTSU and President McPhee, they allow us to have an organization there on campus that says, hey, no, we're here for you, we support you.
When I came off of active duty to come to school, they helped me with everything from the second I showed up on campus. Yeah, so the ROTC program is the Reserve Officer Training Corps. Basically what it does is you do the curriculum for the ROTC, and at the end of your 4 year or 2 years, you'll commission as an officer in the United States Army, whether it be on the active component or the National Guard or Reserve component. And so I'm in the process of doing that right now. And without their help, the transition from the active duty Army to being a student, I don't know how I would have done it without them. So what they're doing is really just great work, and really all the veterans on campus, we love them, appreciate them so much.
There are a lot of things that need to be done in other places. And if you have any influence with any other colleges, just think.
This evening not only marks the third annual Veterans Impact Celebration and the support by the community, but it also marks the 5th anniversary of the official opening of what was then referred to as the Veterans and Military Family Center at Middle Tennessee State University. The unparalleled support on an academic institution for a transition center to assist our veterans and their family members is unusual, unfortunately. We will now see the historical opening of the Veterans and Military Family Center.
This is a historical event of which people will now reference in discussions. They will talk about, remember when we didn't have a Veterans and Military Family Center. Remember when we dedicated it. Remember what occurred afterwards. Remember who was here. And while you will not most likely remember what was said, I guarantee you will remember how you felt. You will remember the emotion of respect and pride and joy and appreciation for what this university has done and for what the members of our armed forces, past and present, and their families have done.
It will be the singular location on our campus where our student veterans will find everything, ladies and gentlemen, that they need to succeed. But most important, this center will be a place for our student veterans to study, to gather and meet, and to get help from fellow veterans who will serve as peer advisors and sponsors.
I learned 2 things very early. There are only 2 things that protect America. the grace of Almighty God and the United States military. Our government has no more important business to conduct than making sure that those who fight our wars, all of our wars, receive whatever care they require, be it medical, educational, or just good sound advice. So we're here today to make a difference in the lives of our veterans. We're here today to say that we the people, are willing to help shoulder the load, to help take up the slack, to accept the mission to help those who have given so much to transition back to civilian life.
Today's dedication of the Veterans and Military Center is a remarkable expression by MTSU's leadership of the importance of serving those who wore the uniforms of our country. It is the largest dedicated space on a Tennessee campus for veterans and their families. But it's more than just space. It's where veterans can visit with fellow student veterans, celebrate success, and serve others. Thank you to President Sidney McPhee and Lieutenant General Keith Huber for recognizing the need for the center and for making it become a reality.
We've gotten to a point now where we have the ability to reach out to Veteran Affairs benefits, Veteran Affairs health care. Now we have an actual psychiatrist that will be on staff on campus. So when our student veterans come here and they're looking for that support, you don't have to take off campus. You don't have to leave, disrupt your life, come back, and be able to actually go out and keep staying academically sustaining. And that's the whole point. We created a one-stop shop dynamic to the fullest degree. It's built around the concept that we're a community now. And that community takes care of their own, and that's what this Vet Center is going to do.
This center establishes a new standard. I overheard Mike talking to the folks that he sits next to, that this gives everybody a target to shoot for in the state of Tennessee. By providing our student veterans, and importantly their families, with the care and services that they require to reach their goals.
So I do think that this is a one of a kind in the nation. I am just so proud that my friends and my partners here at MTSU have stepped up to serve our veterans in such a way.
What are you, MTSU veterans and family members, going to do for yourselves and for each other? You can have a resounding impact on America's future. Are you up to it? Do you have the strategic vision, the determination, both individually and collectively, to reshape the world just as the World War II generation did? Nothing others have done to support you will matter if you don't seize on the opportunity, and in the context we're talking about here, finish that degree.
It's hard to believe that it's been 5 years already. Time is such a blur, and what a reminder to us all that we should cherish each day in this uncertainty and just try to be good human beings. I remember speaking with Charlie and briefing his board of his nonprofit, the Journey Home Project, and describing to them what was the Veterans and Military Family Center role. At the time, Charlie was very generous with providing scholarships to students in the music business. And I asked him if he would consider providing financial support as well as his physical presence to a location that would facilitate transition support for thousands of veterans every year. We typically average 1,200 student veterans and family members enrolled each semester. And as you know, the Veterans Center does not restrict or limit its support to veterans and military family members based upon being a student or a staff and faculty at Middle Tennessee State University. Let's now watch the unveiling ceremony of August 2016 when we honored the Patriot Charlie and Miss Hazel Daniels for their legendary and unconditional support of our military.
And we've already announced that our facility, which now will be known as the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center, will be a significant addition to our university. Charlie and Hazel, through the Journey Home Project, have given substantially less to our center, not once, but twice. And they expected nothing in return. General Huber helped us here make our gratitude more tangible by advocating for this center and the good it can accomplish. Charlie and Hazel took a step further in investing in this center that will make it stronger, more visible, and more vital.
Thank you. Good morning. I don't know what to say. I'm just honored that you've done this for us, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And what Charlie always says, ain't it great to be alive and in Tennessee?
Is that pathway, that journey that will bring us back home to the communities and the businesses that we have spent our adult life protecting, to provide us that sense of home where we have sacrificed with our family members, where we have protected the families of the world, often at the expense of our own. That concept of home is so profound, and the Journey Home Project has accomplished that. I would like to present to you the 2016 Country Music Hall of Fame inductee, Charlie Daniels.
Brothers and sister rednecks, current and former members of the armed forces, Hazel and myself are honored beyond the ability to articulate the way we feel today. Dr. McVie and your staff, I want to acknowledge your efforts in procuring space on one of our state's busiest and most populated colleges. Share this honor with my fellow board members of the Journey Home Foundation and every donor, large and small, who helped our foundation make a contribution to help bring this to fruition. Approaching my 80th birthday, I can't remember a time in my life when I didn't have the greatest respect, admiration, and gratitude for the United States military.
And you all, being as connected as you are with the veterans community, is a huge example, I hope, to the rest of the state. We're lucky that you are a Tennessean. I just want to say that I think that in just a year or so, we'll see a really cool transition happen here on campus, and that is there'll be two veterans walking across campus, and they won't say, I'm going to the Veterans Center. They'll say, well, let's go over to the Daniels Center. And I can think of no better honor than for your name to be synonymous with serving veterans. Thank you for everything you have done for this campus and for our state.
The men and women who serve us, who put their lives on the line for us, who do this every day without any thought for themselves, deserve to come back and have us step up for them.
We've had the honor in the last several years of being among our men and women in uniform in some pretty desolate parts of the world. And I'll tell you, I mean this from my heart of hearts, I'd like to find them at a base in this country or some hellhole over in Afghanistan or Iraq. They're the best we've got. There are no finer Americans. I want to thank you, Gold Star parents, for raising patriots. I thank you for your sacrifice. I want to thank you folks here who served today for your service. Greater love hath no man than he laid down his life for his friends.
I promised Charlie and Miss Hazel that the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center, our Daniels Center as we fondly refer to it, would be part of his incredible legacy, and that we would ever seek ways to increase the support to our veterans and their military family members. This Veterans Impact Celebration is our annual charity fundraising event, and we ask for your consideration of your financial support. Our next speaker has been my closest personal friend for over 20 years. This warrior servant leader, in my opinion, is without equal. I would willingly give my life for him still today. Former Secretary of Defense, Jim Mattis.
I'm retired General Jim Mattis, and I'd like to share a few thoughts about service to our country, specifically about the heartening example we find in the great state of Tennessee. Known as the volunteer state for a reason, nothing better captures the spirit of the state's motto than the abundance of young men and women from Tennessee who sign up to serve our nation in the all-volunteer U.S. military. Representing communities and rural regions from all corners of the great state following Tennessee's historic example, these volunteers look past the hot political rhetoric of our times and swear to support and defend our way of life and the Constitution of the United States that created this wonderful experiment that you and I call simply America. No surprise that when their service is done, many of these volunteers return home again, moving back to Tennessee, moving back to America at its best, and bringing their selfless character back to our communities, our parishes, our campuses, and the business world. And that's where they prove their weight in gold with their leadership and teamwork skills honed in the finest team-building laboratory in the world, our superb military, where they served alongside every race and creed, fellow volunteers representing every state in our nation, native-born and immigrants. Yet like stepping out on any new adventure, that's when we all need a helping hand from family, from friends, from colleagues, classmates, and more. The Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center was created specifically to assist those returning troops and their families. The center represents the very essence of America, an America where we look out for one another, where we actually reach out to one another, where we put others first by giving them a hand. The community-oriented Veterans and Military Family Center at Middle Tennessee State University is organized and devoted to helping to make successful that transition back home again for those veterans and their families who have served and protected our country. Extending an open hand at a one-stop center, that is a way they can guide and assist our veterans with their transition back to the civilian life and their next chapters. It's staffed with volunteers who understand the veteran situation and commit to helping others. I salute what Charlie and Hazel Daniels devoted their names and energies to supporting, with University President McPhee's full embrace and my close friend, General Keith Huber's devotion to leading. This is what America is all about, and MTSU is leading the way, showing how it is done. I wish to express my thanks to all who have made this center into a model for how we welcome veterans back home again, while adding my welcome home to the veterans and their families returning to Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels Jr. I wanted to share a few things that make the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center so special. Now, the Daniels Center gives veterans and their families transitional support on a nationwide basis to military-connected individuals regardless of their MTSU affiliation. That support is not limited just to those who attend MTSU. The Daniels Center also offers to help student veterans coming to school with all the onboarding requirements, academics, career placement for full-time, part-time, and internships. The Daniels Center also has 2 full-time VA employees based right in the center, and they have VA Wednesdays where a VA rep comes to the center, but currently they are just calling in to help. Now, Dad never had the privilege of serving, but he had a great love and respect for our brave heroes in uniform. He often told the story about how when he was 7 years old, my grandparents took him to church to pray for our troops one morning. But it wasn't a Sunday, it was a Tuesday, June 6, 1944, D-Day. He said it was then that he realized that only 2 things protect America: the grace of Almighty God and the United States military. The Daniels Center continues to uphold Mom and Dad's desire to support military members and their families, and they put on numerous patriotic and military-oriented events. Please join my family in supporting the work that the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center does to help student veterans and their families. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Hillary Miller, and as the director of the Daniels Center, I am so pleased and happy and thankful to be able to welcome you to the third annual Veterans Impact Celebration. As it's been said so many times over the last few months, these are certainly different and difficult, challenging times. And this VIC is also unusual and different than it has been in the past. Certainly, having a fundraiser in the middle of a pandemic is different, but also just the difficulty and sadness brought with the passing of Mr. Charlie Daniels. But I am here to assure you that the Daniels Center is still open and that it's on mission and that we are doing extraordinarily good work. So let me tell you a little bit about what's been happening since the last VIC. We have remained open the entire time. We sent about half of our staff home, and we were able to spread the rest of us out and use other social distancing practices, masks, cleansers, all sorts of things to make sure that we were able to assist our students and our community members. So it was important to make sure that our students were able to get all of the things that they needed from us, and GI Bill, tutoring, advice, just help making sure that they were getting through their academic program, and we were able to do that. We also were able to ramp up some other areas, things that we do, such as job placement, that really had a different importance during this time, helping family members and veterans and their family find new work if they were laid off, or find work that was safer for their situation. We were also very fortunate to be able to receive some resources to help us assist our community, to make sure that they were able to have kind of Band-Aid aid to make sure that they were able to make their rent payments, their mortgage payments, keep the utilities on, that they had food. So that was something that I'm really proud that we were able to offer our students and to our military connected community. So these are strange times, and I certainly wish that I could be there in person to see you and to welcome you, but know that you do have a place here in the Daniels Center and that it's going strong. You're very welcome to join us now. You come by anytime, but do wear a mask, and know that in the near future that we'll be able to see you sans mask, that all of our events will be back to in person. We like the virtual, we might keep that along with it, but we will be able to see you, and just know that we are so appreciative of your support, and that the support that you give us helps us do the work that we do. So thank you so much, and take care. Be very safe.
This Veterans Impact Celebration is presented by the Hiller Company. They are our title sponsor. I've had the privilege over the last 5 years to work very closely with the Hiller Company, and especially in their transition to trades, their incredible training program which allows active duty military to learn a skill and to obtain employment. And the Hiller Company is a family-owned business focused on helping people, helping them provide a safe and healthy environment for their families. Let's listen to Jimmy Hiller.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Hiller, founder and CEO of Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, co-founder of Praxis S10 Success College for Contractors, owner of Total Tech School, and founder of the Transition to Trade program. First, I'd like to offer my sincerest thanks to General Hubert, Middle Tennessee State University, and the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Center for giving me the opportunity to partner with them in supporting our veterans. I'd also like to offer my deepest and most sincere condolences to these organizations and to the Daniels family for the loss of Charlie earlier this year. His legacy will live on for decades to come. The extent of my military experience consists of a 2-week training camp at Camp Lejeune when I was 14 years old. I learned very quickly that it takes an exceptionally disciplined individual to succeed in that environment. My deep respect and admiration for our men and women in uniform has grown ever since. To support my young family, I started Hiller with $500 when I was 24 years old. I was working hard to build a successful business on values that became the pillars of Hiller as we know it today: honesty, integrity, professionalism, hard work, determination to succeed, and caring heart for serving others. As the business has grown over the years, I've hired many employees. Many of these individuals had the technical skills, but did not have the same foundational values that were important to me. Others shared those values, but did not have the same technical skills to succeed in this type of role. What I found was that it was easy to train employees in the technical skills required to succeed in these jobs, but the foundational values that make for great team members are not easily taught and hard to find. In the military, they teach those same values: professionalism, teamwork, integrity, hard work, determination to succeed, and a heart for serving other people. These values not only make veterans the ideal candidate for any trade job, but make them highly successful team members once they enter the field. In 2016, Hiller partnered with Fort Campbell to start Transition to Trades, which allows separating military soldiers to attend our trade school, Total Tech, to prepare for civilian trade jobs. Total Tech pairs traditional classroom education with real working experience on actual equipment inside our model homes. This 30-day education program sets students up for success once they enter their plumbing, electrical, or HVAC careers. Since we started this program, Transition to Trades has graduated over 687 military members and placed over 601 in full-time trade careers. Over 150 of these graduates are now employed at Hiller, and over a quarter of the new hires each year are former military. When we started this program, I knew that those with military backgrounds, paired with superior trade skills, would be an unbelievable asset to the trades. What I didn't realize is what programs like this would mean to these men and women. One of the great things about Total Tech sharing a side of our Hiller headquarters is that I often get to speak with our students and program graduates one-on-one. Many of them tell me that when they knew their military time was coming to a close, they had no idea what they were going to do next or how they would provide for their loved ones. One of our graduates recently told me that if it was not for God, his family, and this program, he did not know where he'd be today. This uncertainty and fear for the future can be overwhelming, challenging, and heartbreaking. Oftentimes, our veterans worry that their military background can't translate to civilian life. But programs like Transition to Trades offer an opportunity to ease these fears. The Daniels Center offers support and encouragement from pre-enrollment through job placement for veterans seeking to attain a higher education. The impact they have in the veteran community is impressive. We could not be prouder of their efforts. It is a unique privilege to partner with an organization like this that prioritizes and ensures the success of our veterans in the civilian world. This work is the very least we can do for those brave men and women that has sacrificed so much on our behalves. It is truly an honor to give back, even in a small way, to those that have given everything for us. Thank you to each of you for attending today's virtual celebration and for supporting both Charlie and Hazel Daniels Center and our own efforts in assisting these deserving veterans. And to all the veterans and current military members in attendance today, thank you for your service and for your sacrifice. We wish you and your families the very best.
I recognize and deeply appreciate our other sponsors for tonight. At the presidential level, Dell Technologies. At the general level, Census Technologies. At the platinum level, Dollar General, Kasai, St. Thomas Health, Ascension. At the gold level, L3 Harris, Redstone Federal Credit Union, UBS. And at the patron level, First Bank Family Staffing Solutions, Kraft, Trust Point Hospital, Volunteer State Bank, and Beth and Rod Goodner. Thank you for your community support. We deeply appreciate it. Our Nashville Predators have always been very special partners for Middle Tennessee State University, and especially for our military. Charlie and Miss Hazel returned early from Colorado to participate in a very special event on the 2nd of March, 2020. Let's look at it.
The Nashville Predators have been a great partner for our university. There's no better way to expand our relationship with this very fine organization than creating the Generals Fund to help our veterans and their families. MTSU serves over 1,100 military-connected students through the Daniels Center. With all of this support that the university is giving, only about 20% of that population, these hard-earned VA education benefits, have been either expired or have been exhausted, which really provided some great hardship for our veterans.
And we were so happy and grateful when General Huber, obviously Hazel and Charlie, and then Dr. McPhee came to us and said, here's a problem. Here's a challenge that we have. We have so many men and women that have served, have given so much for all of us, that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. And what we need to do with the establishment of the General Fund is to make sure that all those men and women can get through MTSU and pursue what they thought they could do when they came on back.
These men and women who go stand between us and our enemy and live their lives in danger. They miss their families, they miss their loved ones, they miss birthdays, they miss wedding anniversaries, they miss all kinds of things in service to us for one reason, to make sure that we can be with our families and we can be safe. When they come back from military service, they have a lot of diverse needs. I never personally realized, I knew it was needed, but I never personally realized how badly it was needed until we got this thing together.
We're extremely proud that the Predators have identified the need, this particular need, and working with us. And we look forward to using their influence and this organization through its various types of media opportunities and multiple platforms to help make this fund one of the best and one of the most well-funded at our university for our veterans.
Thank you for allowing me a few moments to express my gratitude, both personally and professionally, for the opportunity to play a role in creating this partnership between my alma mater, MTSU, and the Nashville Predators organization. We are very proud to be able to help not only support, but creating awareness around the very admirable work that is being done at the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center that is serving student veterans and family members with critical services, starting with enrollment, education on the military benefits that are available to them, encouragement for academic success, and then ultimately employment as they transition back to civilian life. I personally cannot thank General Huber and the team enough for helping me create a very special bond with my dad and putting together a day that my family will never forget with the Quilts of Valor presentation in 2018. To Charlie and Hazel Daniels, whom I feel very extremely privileged to have gotten to know and work with during the launch of our Generals Fund campaign, to President McPhee for his unwavering support of the Daniels Center and its mission, to General Huber, who I feel extremely humbled and proud to be able to call a friend, to Dr. Hillary Miller and all their staff who work tirelessly to do incredibly meaningful work on a daily basis, serving our veterans who are willing to sacrifice so much for our freedom. Thank you again on behalf of the Nashville Predators organization.
Hi, I'm Kevin Whitwer. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army. This is my wife, Kristen.
Hi, everyone. I have had the pleasure of being associated with the Daniels Center since it first began. I originally connected with them as an employer. I'm the recruiting director for Waffle House here in Middle Tennessee, and I wanted to offer jobs to graduating veterans who are interested in management. And I got to know the team really well and learned their mission, what they're about, and I realized that they're willing to help any veteran in need, not just MTSU students. So I connected them with my husband, Kevin.
Yeah, they're amazing. I had just finished grad school, my MBA, and I was looking for a career in information technology. They connected me with the lead recruiter for UBS Bank on the robotic process automation team. I really couldn't have done it without them. So that and General Huber, heard through Kristen that I'd never been to the VA before. He met me for breakfast, one-on-one, explained all the benefits and the reasons why I should go. Not only that, but they coordinated me coming on campus to the Veterans Center at MTSU, and there was a counselor actually there. I mean, they had me in and out within an hour. It was amazing.
And now I am a student. I was originally enrolled at Trevecca to complete my degree, and I quickly transferred to MTSU when I heard that General Huber is actually leading a course on leading teams. I felt like that was a once in a lifetime opportunity to learn from someone who has so much experience. And I'm proud to say that I will be an MTSU alumni this year. So I'm looking forward to graduating. And we appreciate the Daniel Center. I think it's pretty obvious that we love you guys because we have interacted with you as an employer, as someone who is looking to be employed, veteran, military spouse, and now student. So thank you in so many ways. We appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you, guys.
We will end this evening with a very special performance by one of our own country music stars and my true friend, Rodney Atkins.
Hey y'all, I'm so honored to be asked by General Huber to be a part of this ceremony. The Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center, which supports veterans in transition nationwide. It's an incredible place, and I look forward to being part of this wonderful program. No other artist in music influenced me more than Charlie Daniels. I watched him close, how he treated the people around him. It had a huge impact on me. He was one of the sweetest humans I've ever known. This song is for Charlie. Driving through town, just my boy and me, a Happy Meal in his booster seat, knowing that he couldn't have the toy till his nuggets were gone. Green traffic light turned straight to red. I hit my brakes and mumbled under my breath. His fries went a-flying and his orange drink covered his lap. And in my 4-year-old said a 4-letter word, started with this, and I was concerned. So I said, son, now where'd you learn to talk like that? He said, I've been watching you, Dad, ain't that cool? I'm your buckaroo, I wanna be like you. Eat all my food, grow as tall as you are. We got cowboy boots and camo pants, yeah, we're just alike. Hey, ain't we, Dad? I wanna do everything you do. So I've been watching you. Well, we got back home and I went to the barn, bowed my head and I prayed real hard. Said, Lord, please help me help my stupid self. Amen. Then this side of bedtime later that night, turning on my son's MTSU night light, he crawled out of bed and he got down on his knees. He closed his little eyes, folded his little hands. He spoke to God like he was talking to a friend. And I said, son, well, where'd you learn to pray like that? He said, I've been watching you, Dad, ain't that cool? I'm your buckaroo, I wanna be like you. Eat all my food, grow as tall as you are. We love fixing things and holding mama's hand. Yeah, we're just alike, hey, ain't we, Dad? I wanna do everything you do. So I've been watching you. With tears in my eyes, I wrapped him in a hug. Said, my little bear is a-growing up. He said, but when I'm big, I'll still know what to do. 'Cause I've been watching you, Dad, ain't that cool? I'm your buckaroo, I wanna be like you. Eat all my food, grow as tall as you are. long as Superman will be just like it won't be dead when I can do everything you do, 'cause I've been watching you. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for your attendance and your attention this evening. And I ask for your continued support of our veterans and their precious military families as they return home, reintegrate into their families, and join the workforce. Please remain alert, safe, and always thankful. Good evening.